Hi, I'm Gary White here with
Yvonne McNary
on Channel 6, Central Kentucky Television. And it is February as we're doing this. Valentine's Day falls right in the middle of February, and so we celebrate the entire month of February for the month of lovers,
Yes,
right?
indeed.
Is that what you call it?
Month of Lovers and Romance.
And today we have some highlights again from some different programming that we've had over the past, well, it's been 18 years now, because on Valentine's Day it's also the 18th anniversary this year of Channel 6, Central Kentucky Television, and all the local programming that we've been doing. So we have some treats for you. For the past couple of weeks, we've been doing some cooking segments, and during today's show, we're going to have another one of the cooking segments that Yvonne does with Catherine Samaji.
I loved cooking with Catherine. She knows exactly what she's doing. You know, she's got the recipes all planned out. She's done it before, and to her, you know, it's just goes like clockwork. You know, she just knows exactly what she's doing. So it was a wonderful time.
And yeah, a nice place to do it too, so that always helped too.
Yes,
the professional stove and such for the Missy's Out the Way Cafe.
It was spacious. It was spacious, so that we didn't run into each other every time. You know, we tried to do different things because she would do one thing and I would do another, or you know, and she would explain what she was doing. So it gave us a lot of good space too. So
the first time you did the shrimp scampi, right, and had a parfait for the dessert, I believe it was, right? And then it was for the second one. Do you remember?
I remember the dessert, the strawberries.
Strawberries, and that one was the Tuscan beef.
Yes.
And the chocolate-covered strawberries, right? And so this one is a meat dish and a simple dessert, she calls it. You know, for me, it's really simple, but it's a lemon dessert. So that will be something they can look forward to this week.
Always. You know, people enjoy watching other people eat or prepare food. You know, it's just wonderful. And I enjoy it myself. I enjoy watching as well as, you know, cooking the food too.
Have you gotten to eat it?
Yes, I have. That's fun. Yeah, that's the fun part.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to have that coming up, but we also have a lot of other highlights for this week's show because we are going to get to learn the history of Valentine's Day. Several years ago, I had the opportunity to talk with Kathy Shannon, who is the pastoral associate down at St. Augustine Church, and she came on and told us, you know, because Valentine's Day, it's actually St. Valentine's Day, if you do the official full name, I guess, right? So I wanted to know who St. Valentine was. And so she kind of shares with us some of the history of how it goes. So we have that to look forward to coming up, and we're going to have that for you here on Channel 6 Central Kentucky Television. Gary White, I'm here with Kathy Shannon, who is the pastoral associate for St. Augustine Church, and we're both wearing red because coming up on February 14th is Valentine's Day.
Yes, it is.
And we're calling it Valentine's Day, but it's actually a Saint's Day, St. Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And you're going to tell us a little bit about how it got its name of being St. Valentine's, right?
Yes, well, really, in the custom of the church today, we do not celebrate Valentine's Day as a Saint's Day still. But Valentine, back in the early ages, we had three actually, that are attributed to Valentine's Day, Saint Valentine. And the first one was a priest in Rome, and he was a martyr. That means he died for his faith. And the second one was a bishop from Tamim, and he also was a martyr, dying for his faith. And the third Valentine that's attributed to this date was actually a martyr in Africa, northern Africa. So there's not one Valentine, but three Saint Valentines. And they give them the date of February 14th as their celebration date of their martyrdom. And over the years, the custom has just kind of grown and developed into the romanticized way, especially happened in the Middle Ages with several of the writers, and Chaucer even wrote about Saint Valentine. And there's a lot of myths and legends that comes around it. One of the myths or legends says that Emperor Claudius II, a Roman emperor, he was wanting only single men to be in his army, and they made better soldiers. So he outlawed marriage for men until a certain age. Well, Valentine, he refused to stop marrying people. So he was still marrying people the romanticized way. So he was imprisoned, and some say he was killed. So the legend goes that while he was in prison, he fell in love with the jailer's daughter. And he wrote a letter, and he signed it, from your Valentine. So that's a legend that says, kind of got started in there. And we're
Very
not
romantic.
sure. Yeah, romantic. That's right. So that's what we think maybe it was attributed to back then. So.
Now, like we said, it's going to be on February 14th is Valentine's Day. Why the middle of winter, which isn't the most romantic time, it seems?
Well, many customs of Christians come from pagan customs. And there happens to be a pagan celebration of fertility in February 14th, 15th, right in there. At that time, it was a big celebration to have everything be fruitful, and they actually would slaughter and kill a goat or a lamb before the Roman gods right there at that time. And Christians kind of took this over and romanticized it, partly also because they say birds mate. Birds choose their mate on February 14th. So they're adding this additional thing with fertility and romance. So with the martyrdom of Valentine and the legend of From Your Valentine on there, February 14th became the day of romantic love letters.
That's exciting. Now, we're wearing red.
Yes.
Have you read anywhere, were they cardinals, these three saints or anything? Is that where red comes from maybe? Or do you read anything up on that?
Well, red comes from martyrdom.
Okay.
Blood. So they were all three killed for their faith, the blood of Christ. So there is the red in that. Also, red is of the heart. So if you think of the heart, that's where the red comes in. Yeah.
Great. Great. And now, does this church do anything special for St. Valentine's Day? I know you were saying.
Yeah, no, we really do not. It is not in the Ordo. It does not. The saints appear on their feast day in the Ordo and tells us. So something in the Mass that day will say about a prayer to that saint during the Mass. And St. Valentine is not even in there anymore. So on February 14th, it is not mentioned. Other days of the year, there's a feast day for St. Augustine, our church, and we do mention that and pray to that saint at that day. But he is not in the Ordo. So, and there's lots of saints that are not, but this is not one of the important ones.
Not a big holiday for the church.
Correct.
But make sure you enjoy it. And we just wanted to get some of the historical background to it because it is a saint's day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'd like to thank you for being with us.
Oh, you're very welcome. No problem.
Yeah, always getting us some great information. Maybe we'll have you back for St. Patrick's Day. I know we talked about that before, too.
Yes, we have. So.
Well, this has been Kathy Shannon, the Pastoral Associate with St. Augustine here on Channel 6 Television.